Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special interview. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with a young boxer who is already making a serious name for himself in the amateur boxing scene. He is a three-time regional champion, winning the Gene Lewis Invitational regional champion, the Las Vegas Regional Championship, and the Battle in the Valley 3 Regional Tournament. And he is already a United States of American boxing nationals open bronze medalist. On top of that, he is currently preparing for the December Nationals, with his eyes firmly set on taking the next step in his career. He is a very promising superstar. And right now,
Hello,
hello,
how you
hello,
doing, man? Nice
I'm
to meet you.
nice to meet you too. It's a huge honor to have you here today. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me and share your story. Your story
Yes.
is very interesting. Your journey, your ambition, and the work behind your achievements are exactly what boxing fans want to hear about. Welcome to the interview.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you, my brother.
You know, every fighter has a moment when boxing stops being just a sport and becomes something much bigger. That
Yeah.
first connection with the sport can shape everything that comes afterward. For some fighters, it happens because of family, while for
Mhm.
others, it comes from simply falling in love with competition. I
Yeah.
want to go back to the very beginning of your story.
Okay.
What first inspired you to start boxing?
Well, what inspired me was my father, and also, he had boxing on at the time. We were watching the Floyd Mayweather fight. I can't recall who he was going against, but we was watching Floyd Mayweather fight, and uh, I know my dad loves the sport as well, and it just transferred to me. But Floyd was the main reason I really started, and I wanted to try for myself. And and it brought a lot of good to my life, and a little bad as well, but that's where it started from.
What made you decide that boxing was something you wanted to seriously pursue, not just a hobby, seriously?
Seriously. Well, I say it's when I realized that I was really improving, and people was you know counting kind of not counting on me, but they seen the potential in me. And it started when I was sparring. You ever heard of a guy named Shushu Bruce Carrington? He's a world champion right now. I was sparring him when I was 16, 17, and I was doing pretty good against him. And that's when it really turned into a serious sport for me. Since I saw the skill that I had, and I had God giving me a great talent, and I wanted to take it far as I could.
What do you remember most about your first days in the gym?
Well, the people and my coaches was pretty cool people. They still in my life today, and they made a big impact with me. I say it was very hard at first, the stamina, getting into something that your body not used to. I say, just how hard it was, and the people that were around me. Boxing, they got a great community, and just everybody that was around me. That was stuck with me. That's what I remember.
A fighter's development is never a solo journey. Behind every successful boxer, there are usually coaches, teammates, family members, and people who believed in them. Their support can make an enormous difference during the difficult moments. Who were the people who helped you the most when you were beginning your boxing journey?
I would say Trudy, this woman named Trudy, she was the gym owner. She helped me a bunch where it came to uh, just letting me stay in the gym extra hours, give me rides and all type of stuff. That's one Trudy. You got my coach Flick, Jesse Reed. Jesse Reed was a Hall of Fame trainer. He trained, I don't know, he had 17, 18 world champions, and he took me on early in my career. Coach K, um, and a lot of my friends that started boxing with me, they may not be in the sport now, but they kept me coming in and kept me coming back. So those are the main people, but there's a bunch more.
What was your first amateur boxing competition like?
Oh, I'll tell you, it was actually I actually went into a tournament, my first fight. I fought a guy with nine, I think he had 9 fights, and it was my first fight. I think I lost via split decision, but we put up a good fight, and I still look at the clips. Now the first thing I do remember, I was quite nervous. My coach was hyping me up though, but the adrenaline that you get during the fight and after, I was just happy that I done it and I stepped into another journey that you know, um, let me see, another journey that that was brought good future to me. You know what I'm saying? I stuck with it from that day forward. But I was nervous, but it was very fun. A lot of adrenaline.
What did your first competition teach you about yourself, about your boxing?
It taught me that I can do it. I wanted to be very competitive, and since they did put me against a very experienced guy, and I did so well, that also gave me the drive to keep going, and it just taught me something about myself that I could do the sport, and I did belong. Oh, and also he was the winner of the tournament as well. It was a 3-day tournament, and I didn't lose to no scrub. But yeah, it taught me a lot. Yeah.
As your career developed, you began turning experience into results. Becoming a regional champion is never an accident because it requires preparation and consistency.
Yes,
Your
sir.
first major regional championship was an important step in your journey. Your
Yep.
journey is very, very interesting. What did winning your first regional championship mean to you?
Well, it meant a lot, but can I walk you through the whole story of that? It's a very cool story. Well, it's a guy named Paul Sputterford. We drove out to Arizona to fight in the Gene Lewis. The first day, I believe I was catching a cold and I felt very sick, but I fought and I pushed through, got the TKO, and then we had to come back the next day on weight. The next day, I'm promise you, I had some type of virus. I don't know, but I still pushed through and I fought. And the guy that I fought was pretty good, and it was a hard fought fight. Um, I pushed through everything. Once I won, they gave me the belt. I felt happy, but I'm telling you, my body kind of shut down. I don't know what it was, but I had headaches and all type of stuff. But once I calmed down a little bit, I realized what I just did, and that was not that tournament. The Gene Lewis is not no pushover tournament, and I was happy to do that. That was only my fourth or fifth fight, and um yeah, after I won, I just felt like, hey, I did it. I got good food after. My gym loved me. They showed me support, and once you get that feeling of like the support, the compliment that you just did, you just want to keep doing it, and that just kept me in the sport. After that.
You become a regional champion at the Gene Lewis Invitational, which is an important accomplishment. Winning a tournament requires you to perform against different opponents
Hmm.
and deal with the pressure of multiple fights.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
completely different challenge from preparing for just one bout.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you realized you had won the Gene Lewis Invitational Regional Championship?
Very excited. You know, I put a lot of work into it, and I just, once you put that work into it and you actually see the results that you wanted, it's a different experience. People have to experience this because it's an adrenaline that you get, and it just make you love the sport and show you what you really want to do and what you want to keep going with.
After experiencing that success, you had to prove that it was not simply a one-time achievement. The
Yes, sir.
next challenge was the Las Vegas Regional Championship. Every
Yes, sir.
tournament gives a fighter another opportunity to test their growth. What was different about your approach when you competed at the Las Vegas Regional Championship?
Well, this belt here, it
Oh,
was I came in very lot calmer because this was I believe this might have been my second or third tournament. So I knew I had to come in the next day and keep that weight. I was a lot more composed. I had a lot more experience. So I brought calmness, more skill, better skill to the place, and just, I had a good ego. Like, you don't supposed to have too much of ego, but I had an ego that I was for sure winning this tournament. So I just came in with a lot more calmness, a lot more skill, and you know, and I won. Got the dub. I fought 3 times as well.
your belt is wonderful, very beautiful.
Thank you. I should have brought them all. That's what I had got up. I'll do it a little later.
Did winning your second regional championship change the way you viewed yourself as a boxer?
Yes, I'll say so. Compared to my first, well, I say my third time. When I won my third one, that's when I just try to kicked in. But compared to my first and second, I also I thought it was a very, very hard tournament. Like going in, I was hoping that I'll win, or like just not knowing for sure if I was gonna win or did I really have a good chance, would I get out the first day? But since the third one did change how I look at it, yes, the tournament is hard, but if you go in, if you work hard, you go in with a high head and good confidence and good calmness, you can win it. Um, Now nationals is a different story. Whenever we get to that, I'll tell you about that. But it did change my head about it, like how hard I thought it was, and it's just about how hard I thought it was.
By the way, you showed me your belt. What do you like more, belts or medals?
Oh, I like belts. I like belts way more. Yeah, I got a lot of both, but I lean towards the belts. I showed them my way more.
Your journey continued with the Battle in the Valley 3 regional tournament. By that point, you already had championship experience and
Hmm.
knew what it took to win. But every new tournament still brings different opponents and different
True.
challenges. What was your mindset going into Battle in the Valley 3?
Well, by this point, I had already had sporting experience with world champions, Olympians, and just a lot of people that are, I say, top pros at this point. So, and also one pro taught me always step in the ring with the mindset that they're getting in the ring with you, and you should always have the mindset that you're the best one in the ring, regardless of who on the other side. Uh, yes, the opponents at this one, the opponents were quite decent. I say the hardest opponents I had at a region. But since I had that mindset of they're stepping in the ring with me and I had all that world champion, Olympian experience, I came in with just a lot of calm. The same thing, you just got to stay sharp. But that's the kind of mindset I had in there.
What does being a three-time regional champion mean to you personally?
It means it means a lot, truly. But I also just, you know, want to keep. as a me now, yes, there was a younger me who won those tournaments. I'm glad I'm keeping my dream alive and keeping going. Yes, it meant a lot to me. It just um I really think about it as just a part of the journey, you know. Regardless if I won or regardless if I lost, I'm glad I experienced those and was able to win. But it just it does mean a lot, you know. But I just I don't know, my fault.
That means your dominance in American boxing, dominance, championship.
Oh, okay, go ahead, my fault.
Did you feel additional pressure after becoming a regional champion?
Yes, in the gym and just every fight after that, like a local show, I always wanted to win because I won such high tournaments, and I got that name on my, got a kind of a good name to me. People know me when I come to the tournaments, and I just want to make the people in my gym proud as well. My father, my mother. Um, but yeah, it did put a lot of pressure on me just based off I won such a big tournament. People got me set as like a high standard now. I can't lose local shows. So yeah, it did put a lot of pressure on me when it came to local shows as well. But I did still have that mindset to get in the ring and they just getting there with me.
Next, we will talk about mental side of boxing. Boxing is not only about physical ability. Mental strengths can determine what happens when two talented fighters meet into the ring. A
Mhm.
fighter who stays calm under pressure often has a major advantage. You
Yes,
are,
sir.
you are mentally strong. You never give up. How important is the mental side of boxing in your preparation?
Very important. When you said the calmness, that's the main thing that I say once you get past like the technique and learn how to control just getting your stamina up. Your calmness is the big thing. You can run how many miles you want, but if you in a ring and your brain is racing, your stamina that it means nothing. So yes, what you said, the calmness, that's a very important part. Over and I learned that as well just from being in there with world champions. They were very calm, and I tried to take that from them, which that brought on to me once I sparred lesser people like amateurs or just regular pros. I'm always calm because they're not world champions. Not saying they're not good and they're not, they're just not to that world champion point yet. But yeah, I just stand calm is very important to, you know, get better and get ready for the pros.
Our viewers will be interested in hearing about the most difficult moments of your career. Tell me please about the most difficult moment. How did you overcome them?
Mm, most difficult moments, huh? Uh, well, I say life was a big part of difficult moments that I had when it comes to money, when it comes to uh, just how life throws stuff at you, lot of obstacles. That's a big part because you got to deal with that, and you still got your dream of boxing here. I say life was the most difficult part. Yes, boxing is hard when it comes to sparring, but I just love the sport. Regardless of if I do bad in sport, I'm always coming the next day. So I say staying consistent in your sport, dealing with your life problems, and just keeping the motivation and love for it. Because when you lose that motivation, you gotta just keep going and keep going and keep going. So I say life and just staying consistent is the most difficult part of boxing
How,
of my career.
how good you are to overcome all these difficulties. I have no words. I just respect you.
Thank you. I respect you as well.
And your boxing style. How would you describe your boxing style to someone watching you for the first time?
Well, I would say I got great speed. I'm very calm. I put different combinations together. I got good footwork. And I take all this from people I've sparred or people I watch. But I would say my style is uh I says I'm trying to think. What is my style? How would I explain it? Hmm.
Oh, approximately. Do you have a style like a Shakur or maybe Devin Haney?
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I did take some stuff from Shakur as well, but I got most of my stuff from Ray Sugar Leonard, a little bit of Floyd. Uh, I say I'm all around. I got an all around type of style. Some days I'm here, I'm popping, boom, fast, very sharp boxer. Sometimes I'm walking you down. Sometimes I'm walking you down. Sometimes I'm on defense. I'm an all around boxer. I got like an all around style. Um, yeah.
Oh, I
Oh, my
understood.
fault.
Like Sugar Ray Leonard.
And also Keyshawn Davis. People saw me spar and say I look kind of like Keyshawn Davis and got a little bit of tank in me as well.
What is the biggest part of your game that you are currently trying to improve?
My biggest part of my game, I would say, is my I'm working on my defense right now a lot more. Even though it's very sharp, you can always improve. Um, my pressure and just picking my shots more pinpoint accuracy because I am finna transfer to the pros. And you know the amateur are more pop shots compared to the boxing. I mean, when you turn pro, it's more hard accuracy and breaking up opponent down. So I'm working on my accuracy, more defense, and just staying calm.
Your coach plays a huge role in developing those areas. What has your coach taught you that has changed you the most as a fighter? And tell me please about your coach.
Okay, I will. My coach name is Flick. He well, we work on technical drills. We take things slow, but the main thing is him putting me in a sparring with more achieved guys, professional guys, world champion guys. He brought me to that environment, and he has those connections, which I can take little pieces from them, their defense, and I can also improve mine. But he also works with me a lot, and we do stuff slow. We speed it up and go from there. My coach, he's a pretty cool guy. He's funny. He's like I say a father to me. He been helping me for the longest. I really respect that guy. I'm very appreciative of him, and I thank God for putting him in my life. He's funny, respectful, a stern guy, and has a lot of knowledge.
Long runs, conditioning, technical work, sparring, and countless repetitions require serious discipline. Yes, you are talented boxer, but also you are very disciplined. The work happens long before the crowd sees you enter the ring. What does a typical training day look like for you?
Typical training day we come in, very important. We stretch, get our warm up out the way, whether that be jump rope, shadow box a few rounds, and then my coach come in, depending on the day. We spar 3 times out of the week, but if we're not sparring, we have conditioning days, sprinting days, running days, weightlifting days, technical boxing days. And the typical day will be if we're not sparring, we'll work on technical stuff first, hand speed, footwork. Then we'll go to the either strength and conditioning, whether that be sprints, a little bit of lifting weights, or that just be a full run with the team. And then we'll finish out with abs. We usually do 400 rep of abs, different variations, squats, push-ups, and that's every day. That's every day at the end. But yeah, that'll usually be my day, strength and conditioning, working on technique, and if we're not sparring.
It's not a secret. The United States has the best sparring partners in the world.
Truly.
What do you look for in a good sparring partner? And tell me please about your the best sparring partners.
Okay, I got you. Well, I look for how calm they are, what they achieved, or how much experience they have. Because I usually have to go with people who are pros or high level pro, uh, that'll give me good work and sparring. Um, I say it depends on who is my hardest because I've been in there with so many people at different levels of my career, that may have been hard when I was 17, 18, but now how developed I am, they may not be as hard now. But I say the hardest sparring partner would probably be, well, I'm gonna do a top five list. Sorry, I can't just put one up there. I'm gonna go first in no order. We're gonna do uh Emiliano Vargas. He was very hard just off the pressure he had. He had good boxing for someone, he had good boxing and great speed. We'll go, hold on. We'll go Shushu Bruce Carrington. He's very sharp. He's very composed, and he got, that bang, perfect accuracy. And I took a lot of things from him. He was very hard to spar sometimes. Uh, we got. Let me take a look because I don't know who I was sparring. We're gonna go. So we got Emiliano Vargas, Shushu Bruce Carrington. We're gonna go Duke Reagan. He's an Olympian. Olympian. He was very hard to spar sometimes. He just got that Olympian skill. You can't. There's nothing I can really explain. Uh, then we're gonna go. Oh, this guy right here, Jiren Agawaga. He's a Filipino world champion.
Wow.
He was very hard hitter that I had to learn to stay calm and keep my distance from. He taught me this. We're gonna go. He was very hard. He's very awkward. He throw different. He just throw punches from all over the place, and he's not this typical. He's not the typical technique. He's very wild with his punches that you can't see when they're coming from. Paul Spadafore was a very nice fighter. I met him, after his career, but he taught me a lot when I was first coming up. And this was also one of my trainers as well. This guy was crazy. This guy was pretty hard to spar. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. He had the work ethic. He just kept coming, and I don't know. He's very strong as well for his size. Michaela Meyer brought some great technique to me. She's a very good fighter. Well, she is a very good fighter. She's an Olympian as well. And then you got Sandy Rhymes. But yeah, I'll go. This guy here was very good. One of my hardest spars. This guy, Shushu. And I sparred Richard Higgins as well, but there was a lot early in my career. And yeah, I say those guys. Emilio Vargas is one of them as well.
Oh, it's you have high level sparring partners. You
Thank
have
you.
a good, very good school. In my opinion, with these great sparring partners, you are the future world champion.
Thank you, my brother.
100%. You
Thank you, my brother.
develop your technique every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. And I do believe the same as well. And if God, put that place in, if God decides that's my future, that's what it would be. And I'm gonna keep working regardless.
By the way, how do you find such great sparring partners?
I told you, my coach Flick and Coach K, they have connections out of this world. Coach K was a Olympic trainer. He trained Shakur Stevenson and a bunch of other people. He got connections. I don't know. This guy got a lot of connections. And also my coach Flick, he also got lot of connections as well. They brought them to me because they knew I could you know handle it, and and went from there. But also, this is how I met Shushu though. If I can tell you, can I tell you? My coach K, I was 17 at the time. And Coach K had just came into the gym, and I had noticed Shushu was, I don't know, they was close. I didn't know if he trained him or not, but he ended up training him. And I was like, yo, Coach K, I need to spar Shushu. And he kind of made it to where I was calling him out or whatever. But he told me to come in the next day at 7:30. I had school that day. So I went to school, went to my first period. I skipped school, called the Uber just to go spar Shushu. And that's how it all started.
I have to say thank you to your coach. Great job.
I'm telling you, I'm very appreciative.
And different opponents force you to make different adjustments. What type of opponent gives you the biggest challenge? Tell me please about the hardest opponents.
I'd say the hardest opponent would be someone that stays on the outside and boxes. Yes, I have learned how to handle them now, but I have a lot of experience with guys that's coming my way, hard punchers, and I'm usually the boxer. So I had ran into one opponent who was a very good boxer, and I didn't learn to the last or second round how to deal with them. You just got to walk those guys down and catch them slipping. But I say that's one of my most difficult opponents, the boxer in and out movement, because that's usually my role. But other than that, I really don't have a problem with too many other people. They hard hitters. I'm ready to catch that and come with something.
Next part of your journey. Your journey eventually brought you to the United States Boxing Nationals Open Tournament. Competing at a national tournament is a
Yes, sir.
major step because you are facing some of the strongest amateur fighters in the country. The level of competition is completely different from what many fighters experience at the regional level.
Yes.
What was going through your mind when you entered the United States Boxing Nationals Open Tournament?
Well, at first I wasn't nervous at all. I was a little nervous, but I wasn't too nervous at all. I felt like I prepared a lot. I was bending over world champions. But fast forward to when I'm walking to the ring, I see, the red and blue of the crowd, the cameras. That bring a lot of, stress to you. It's your first time. I was very stressed out a little bit, my first national fight, but I ended up winning with a unanimous decision. The next day I came in, I felt a lot better, a lot more calmer, and winning that as well versus uh, the number eight fighter in the USA at that time. I also won that one unanimous decision. I was very calm and just relaxed. And then the third day coming in, that's when you have to deal with the weight and stuff like this. My weight was okay, I believe, but that's when I ran into the box I just told you about when you just asked about my most difficult style was the boxing style. I learned a little too late on how to stop him, but it was a very great experience. My first time, I ended up coming bronze medalist for the December Nationals. But yeah, very, very cool experience though. Very cool experience. And then after I left that, I feel like I also leveled up my skills and also my mental capacity as well.
Tell me please about the tournament itself and how you won bronze. For you, bronze is success or failure? Are you happy with bronze or do you expect less gold? Only gold always.
Okay, I got you. Well, you talking about the steps of the tournament, like the weigh-ins, then coming in. What are you saying? Okay, okay. So, well, you first come in, you have to weigh in and check in, and then once you weigh in, you cannot be a pound over. 132.0 is the max you can go. And I think it's a little less as well, for what you can't be. But after you weigh in, you go home, you eat. You can't eat too much because you have to weigh in the next day as well. But you still have to make sure you eat enough to prepare for the fight as well. So we weigh in at 6 in the morning and we fight at 6 p.m. So you got to kind of manage that. You got to have people letting you know. You got to have the knowledge as well. But bam, 6 p.m. come around. Oh, 12 o'clock they start the first fights. You watching the fights. You kind of predicting like, oh, how I'm gonna do this. You watching the fight on the screen, and then your time is coming. So you drive there, get ready, you warm up, and they the next bout they call your name. You walk in there. I'm ready to do this. You gotta hype yourself up. You waiting on you get in the ring, and that's and from that day, from there forward, it's the same as any other fight, I would say. But that was kind of like that's the system of it. But also when you said was bronze a failure or success, I believe it's never a failure unless you know for a fact that you didn't work hard as you could and you let him win. If you put all you could to it and you learn, it's never it's never a failure. It's always a lesson. And yes, my goal is always goal. I always want to strive for the best. But you always can try. You always should go for it. But it's never a fail. It's always a lesson. You know.
Oh, uh, for example, Floyd Mayweather, third place at the Olympics, bronze. Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber. Wilder too, bronze. And then they become legendary pros.
Yes,
That's
sir.
bronze. It's okay.
And I feel like amateur is different, way different from the pros. I feel like I have a more yes, I have an amateur style as well, and I'm good at my amateur style, but I feel like I'm more developed for the pros since I have uh been in there with the pros since 16, 17. I've been scoring pros and developing type of uh that type of pace and for the longer rounds. Um I take amateur as just lessons and you learn. That's where you do want to fight as much as possible. And if you do lose, it's all just lessons. But yeah, I do. That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
What do you believe you need to improve to turn that bronze into a gold medal in the future?
Staying calm, staying relaxed, a high output, and always stepping in that ring with the confidence that you are the one to beat.
Did the bronze medal make you more hungry to win gold?
Yes, of course. I was ready for the next nationals. They have them every 3 months. I was ready to come back to win the next one. I was that made me want to win it even more. Yes. Go farther in the tournament. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Your three regional championships show that you know how to win tournaments. Your national bronze shows that you can compete at a higher level as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, the next challenge is proving that you can take another step forward. Do you feel that you are already a better boxer than you were when you won your first regional title?
Way better. I say levels above. Way, way, way better. It's not even explainable. Yes, sir. Way better. Way more composed. Way more calm. Way sharper. Got way more mental experience as well. Yes, sir.
Ring IQ, speed, footwork. What is the biggest difference between the boxer you are today and the boxer you were 2 years ago?
I would say the ring IQ. My footwork is good, but I used to move a lot more, because we only doing 3 rounds. But now my steps are calculated, and I try not to waste no movements. So basically, my ring IQ is the most thing that improved, and also my footwork. I don't have to move as much. I can stay calm. I can see a punch, boom. I don't have to run back. I can just take a step back, boom, boom. And I wasn't doing that 2 years ago. Truly, I was not. And I say all that came from watching the pros, scoring the high level pros, and that just developed onto me.
Boxing requires sacrifice outside the gym as well. Sleep, nutrition, recovery, school, work, and personal life all have to be balanced. For an ambitious fighter, life can sometimes revolve around training and competition.
Mhm.
What is the biggest sacrifice you have made for boxing so far? The biggest sacrifice.
I would just say the food, I love food. I love to try different things, but sometimes you have to stick with, well, my dad taught me this: eat like a dog, and you'll be cut. So eat the same thing, the same amount every day. So I say the food is definitely the biggest sacrifice. Um, yeah, food would be the biggest sacrifice, and there's a lot of other stuff, like you said. You have to work. You have to, you know, you can't go out and stuff like this. You got to get your sleep in. So yeah, but yes, you have those as well, but that is not as hard as the food that I was used to eating back in the day.
Your social media also shows that boxing has become a major part of your identity.
Yes,
Fans
sir.
get to see training, competition, and moments from your journey. That can create motivation, but it can also create pressure. Your entire Instagram page is dedicated to boxing. Boxing, boxing, boxing. How important is social media to you as you build your boxing career?
Well, it's important because it shows the journey and the people that I came in contact with. Uh, I'm kind of building it for when I do turn pro for future signings that I come apart because nowadays your views and your social status is what gets you the opportunities and what can bring your dream coming true. So I'm trying to put as much as I can towards my Instagram. So it is important to me when it comes to that sense. And yes, that is a big part of my identity as well. Yes, sir. So it shows basically who I am.
Absolutely. In modern time, social media is very important to PR yourself. PR is important in the profession. More people to fight.
Mhm.
What is the biggest goal you have for your amateur boxing career? Tell me please about your biggest goal. Maybe World Championship, World Cup, the Olympic.
Well, the biggest goal I have so far, I set for myself coming up in December. It's the Nationals in December. If you win that Nationals or come into the semifinals, I'm coming to win. But if you come in the semifinals or you win that Nationals, you get invited to the Olympic training camp. My main goal is to make it to the Olympic training camp, see what I can do for the selection, and go from there. My next goal is to turn pro after that, regardless on what happened in between that time. So my main goal is to make it to the Olympic training camp come December.
Ooh, after you win the championship, national championship, you will already think about the 2028 Olympics.
Mhm.
Now, all the attention is on the championship, national championship. All
Yes,
your
sir.
attention.
Yep, that's what I'm working towards starting today. Well, starting a few months ago, but that's what I'm putting all my focus towards.
How is your preparation for the December nationals going right now?
It's going pretty good. I did just come back a month or two ago via injury. I told you about I had hurt my foot. But right now it's going pretty good. I'm back sparring. I did my 8 rounds again yesterday. My body is coming back into shape. My stamina is getting back up there. But my boxing IQ stayed with me. So the only thing is just get my body back in shape and I'll be ready soon enough.
Preparing for nationals is not simply about training harder. It's
Hmm.
about training smarter,
Yes, sir.
improving weaknesses, managing recovery, and making sure you are mentally ready. Every part of your preparation has a purpose. What has been the biggest focus of your training camp for December?
Well, punch output, ring IQ, working on the little things, the tedious things, uh keeping your hand here, making sure your hand coming back, which is, obvious, but that's things that a lot of boxers see. A lot of boxers drop their hands. That's a lot of stuff that you can get you caught up and make you lose a fight. So I'm just working on the tedious things, the technique, different punch combinations, and just I'm coming to bring it. I'm bringing it on. Working on everything.
Do you feel more confident going into the next national because you already know you can compete nationally?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Every tournament begins with a goal. Some fighters focus only on winning the gold medal, while others focus on taking one fight at a time. Your mindset can determine how you handle each stage of the competition. What is your personal goal for the December Nationals?
Personal goal is to win the whole thing, but like you said, taking the fight one at a time. That's what you have to do when you fight six or when you're gonna fight 5 or 6 times. Because you got to get through that first opponent first, then the second, then the third. You can't jump from the first. Oh, I'm ready for the fifth guy. Yes, you can be ready, but you still have to not underestimate the opponent that's coming next. Because the way they do it, you don't know who they're gonna throw. It's not gonna be increasing difficulty every day. They might throw the hardest guy at you first day. So you got to be aware of that, and yes, take each fight a day at a time. But yeah, my main goal is to win the whole thing.
Your ring IQ is you have a high level ring IQ. And boxing is a chess match as much as it's a physical sport. You are constantly reading your opponent and trying to predict what they will do next. How quickly can you usually recognize an opponent's weaknesses?
Well, over the years of fighting, I can almost within a few seconds or even less than that, just on what they throw and also what I throw can show me what they're gonna do next or how they're reacting to it. And just like you said, you gotta be in your brain, watching them, watching see what they coming with, uh blocking shots all at the same time. So it's a lot that you have to learn. But yes, I can notice it pretty quickly just over the years of boxing. Yes, sir.
How important is punching power in your style? Do you prefer to work more puncher or counter puncher?
Um, Depends on who I'm fighting, but I am a very good counter puncher. Power does matter, to get if a guy feel that you have no power, he'll stay on top of you, and he won't respect you. So you do have to have a little pop, but I say the most important thing is speed, your accuracy, because a soft punch that's perfectly aimed and got the right amount of speed on it can drop somebody. So uh, yes, punch power is very important in my game when it comes to body shots and just keeping the person off of me. But yes, I feel like it's just the accuracy and speed. And yes, I am more of a counter puncher.
Nutrition and recovery. How seriously do you approach nutrition and recovery? Is it difficult for you to do weight on the eve of tournaments, cutting weight?
Um, well, I'll say it is difficult just off the mental aspects of it, but I do have a help. The people I go out there with national with, they're usually the one cooking and giving me the right amount of stuff. But when I'm alone, training by myself, when I go my home, I have to eat, make sure I don't go out. I have meal preps. At the beginning, it was very hard because I was younger and I just wanted a little food here, a little food there. But now it's much easier since I do meal prep and I know how my body reacts to food and I know what I like and just I have everything set up.
Oh, my friend, do you have a strict diet or does the weight go away as a result of heavy training?
Yes, that heavy training as well. I do have somewhat of a strict diet. I don't like sweets. I don't like drinks. I don't eat those. I mean, I do like them, but yeah, I don't have any sweets or any drinks like that. Um, but yes, even if you do eat something, the training, the 2 times a day, that usually take that away anyway. But yes, I do just eat better just so my body can perform and be at its top level.
It's a wonderful interview. And in the final part of our interview, I wanted to talk about your motivation in these brutal sports and your future. Being a successful boxer also requires discipline when nobody is watching. Motivation. What keeps you motivated on the days when you don't feel like training?
Well, I love the sport. But I do have those days when I don't want to go in. But I've experienced over the time the days that I don't want to go in and I do go in be sometimes the best days or the days I learn a lot. So when those days come up, I just get up and go. I don't really have to push myself too much because I just love the sport. I'm pretty good at the sport and I love what I do. And also my motivation is my younger self. I started this a long time ago, and I'm not just gonna stop just because I'm having a bad day or life coming between something. I'll always figure out a plan to go to the gym and keep my dream going.
Your journey has already produced 3 regional championships and a national medal. Those achievements can serve as reminders of what your hard work has accomplished. But ambitious fighters rarely become satisfied with past success. Do you ever take time to appreciate everything you have already achieved?
Yes, sir. I always tell myself that this is one of the hardest sports in the world, and you proving that you belong in this sport. And yeah, I appreciate myself, man. I tell myself every day that I'm proud of you. You know, you keep going. My dad also tell me proud of me as well. And just yes, sir, I do. I do appreciate myself for doing what I've done and all the things that I accomplished. Yes, yes, I do.
How far do you believe you can take your boxing career? For example, do you want to boxing until you are 40?
Well, I feel like I can get a world championship for sure. And I'm gonna do that. God got me. But age wise, far as I can take it, I don't know. 40 sounds good age. That's what Terry Crawford's at right now. I feel like I can make it that far as long as it makes sense. Because I'm a very self-aware guy. As long as it makes sense and my body can keep up, I'm definitely stay as long as possible. But everybody do have their clock, and yeah, I'm staying as long as possible.
Oof, no one knows. Maybe you will be boxing for a long time like Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah. Hopefully, I love the sport that much, and I know he loved it as well to stay that long.
Life is life, no one knows.
Yeah, that's why I just leave it in the hand of God. I produce the work and just what I can't control, I don't really think too much about it, and I just keep pushing.
Is there a particular boxer you would love to fight one day?
It's just past or present. The people that are still in or people that's not in there now.
Boxing is also a sport where legends can inspire the next generation. Which boxer has inspired you the most throughout your career? Your favorite boxer?
Ray Sugar Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, and a lot of people can now. I say Shushu inspired me a lot to keep going. Um, Michaela Mars as well. She was very helpful and very supportive, and always gave me a high head. Um, but yeah, those guys are the main people that inspire me in the boxing today. And back to your question beforehand, I'm gonna do past and present about who would I like to fight. Uh, I think I do pretty good against. No discredit, but put me in there with a race sugar limit. That'll be a good fight. I definitely get a crowd a show, and he will definitely his pedigree. In today's, I say upcoming fighters. Let's see.
One of my favorite boxing match of all time, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran won.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
you,
I like the one versus oh
Marvin Hagler,
Thomas Hearns. I
Hagler.
liked all three of them. The first one was the one I always have on repeat. I always studied that fight. But I love that fight right there. I used to watch it in school. I used to watch it at work. Yeah, one of my favorite fights from them. And also those that you named as well was very, very good fights.
Oof. Sugar Ray Leonard, legendary opposition, legendary.
Yes,
Marvin
sir.
Hagler, Thomas Hearns, uh, Roberto Duran, and
Yeah, the
others.
yes, sir, the big four. Yep.
And family. Family and supporters often make sacrifices alongside the fighter. How important has your family and support system been throughout your journey?
I say my dad been the biggest one. My mother and my granny and them, they love me and they don't want to see their son get hurt or anything like that. So they have mixed opinions about it. But once you start producing the belts, the medals, the fights that you win in, the people that you're around, they'll come around. They come around and support you. But my dad was the main one. He been supporting me since day one, and they're very important to me. They also make me want to keep going as well to prove that I do belong in this sport and that I can make something out of this for real.
A championship is not won on tournament day alone. It's won through every early morning, every hard sparring session, every run, and every moment when you choose discipline over comfort.
Yep.
What is the hardest part of your preparation that fans never get to see? Maybe cutting weight?
Uh, Cutting weight. I usually stay around the same weight, so that's not one of the most difficult, but it is very hard depending on how disciplined I was and with my food and eating and how my working out was. Say the most difficult part is really just mental because you're in the gym working towards that. You're like, I got 2 weeks out, I got 1 week out, and you know that fight date is coming up, and I say that's the hardest part of just the nerves and just staying locked in, not worrying about what the other opponent is doing, just knowing that you're gonna be ready once the fight day comes.
Young boxers are watching fighters like you and dreaming about having their own championship moments. Regional championship, national championship, world championship, Olympic, step by step, day by day. They may be at the beginning of their journey and wondering whether they have what it takes. Your experience can give them valuable motivation. What advice would you give to a young boxer who wants to become a champion?
I say keep going, put your faith in God. The hard days are the best days. Keep going. And if you feel like if you want to know if you belong, just spar, keep sparring. And if you keep coming in, you belong. They're gonna answer your question right there. And just keep pushing, keep scribing.
We have talked about where you started, the people who helped you, your three regional championship, your experience at USA Boxing Nationals, and your preparation for December. It's only beginning. Your journey already shows a tremendous amount of ambition, discipline, and determination. But every fighter ultimately has a dream that goes beyond medals and individual tournaments. Big dreams, big money, glory. This final question is about the biggest dream in your heart. If you could accomplish one thing in boxing, that would make you look back one day and say, I gave everything I had to this sport. What would the dream be?
Well, my dream would be to motivate thousands, millions. Uh, that's like you said, the people who are just starting in their career. I love to be someone that they look up to, they watch and study, and just like we were bringing up Ray Sugar Leonard, Thomas Hearns. I love to be one of those guys that people always think about when it comes to boxing. So just being that person that people look up to and have put on a high shelf.
Thank you so much for this wonderful interview. I wish you the very best of luck at the national championships in December. I hope all your hard work and sacrifices pay off and that you become the national champion. After that, I wish you nothing but success on your journey toward qualifying for the Olympic Games and representing your country on the biggest stage in the sport. And most important, it's most important, I wish you great health, happiness, and many years of success, both inside and outside the ring. May boxing bring you big opportunities, big victories, and big money. Thank you so much, my friend. I believe
Thank
in
you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to do an interview with you. I wish great success on your YouTube channel in your interviews. I hope you shoot for the stars, my brother. And I also wish you good health as well. And yeah, man, just thank you again. And I keep up with you. Good luck with everything, my friend.
thank you and stay in touch.
I will. I will. I will. All right, my brother. Thank you.